Hey guys, Sean Lentz here from Appalachian DIY. Today I'm going to show you how to set up a Hobart 140 Mig Welder. The very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to install the gun. This gun has two O-rings on here, and the most important thing about installing this is to make sure it's properly seated. We also have two leads on here. This is for the trigger. Feed these in first to the big hole here. And then the gun just slides right in. And make sure you push it all the way in until you hear it seat. There are also these winged nuts here for our gun. Make sure that is tight. That holds everything in place. And also for our guide wire in, there's a wing nut also. Make sure that's also in place and tightened down. To finish off installing the gun, all we're going to do is we're going to take our tip, screw it into the end of our gun, and this only needs to be finger tight. That way I don't need any tools to get this off. And then go ahead and slip your nozzle right over top of that. Now we can go ahead and install our trigger. And that just goes up into here on these two terminals. And it doesn't matter which side they are, the polarity doesn't really matter. Now we can go ahead and install our negative ground cable. So we'll install this onto our clamp first. Just take one end of your cable, slip it over the bolt on your clamp, and then just tighten down the nut. When you put this on, make sure that the cable runs away from the nose of the clamp. It just makes it a lot easier. If it was out to the side or something, it tends to get in the way, so I like to have the cable running straight back. Now we can feed this wire right through this small hole here on the front. For this next part, we need to know what type of welding we're going to be doing. Are you going to do flux core wiring, or are you going to do a gas wiring? That makes a big difference with this setup. For me, I like to use gas. I think it does so much better, but if you're doing flux core, that's fine also. For a gas setup, your negative wire is going to get hooked onto this right negative terminal, and the feed block is going to be hooked onto the positive terminal. For flux core wiring, all you have to do is simply switch it around. So your negative clamp for flux core will go to the positive side, and your feed block will go to the negative side. That's all you have to do. So make sure you switch this when either you're switching your flux core between your gas wire, and it's going to make a huge difference. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and wire up for gas wiring. And I'm going to put this in so it goes straight up. It's going to make our cable management a lot simpler. Now that we have all of our wires in here, we need to route them up around the way, and up inside here there is a little space for that where you can weave your wires through. That way it won't get involved with this feed block here. The next thing we need to do is we need to get set up for whatever wire we're going to be welding with. And that has to do with our drive wheel right here. All you have to do is turn this and spin it. And there's different grooves for different types of wire on here. I weld with a thinner type of wire, 25. Most common is 30. But I like to weld with a lot thinner sheet metals and things like that. And you can also weld up to pretty thick stuff too. You just might have to take a double pass on it. So I'm going to set up for 24. Also, my tip is also 24. That makes a big difference also for your wire feeding through your gun and making good contact with it. So make sure your tip is set up for whatever gauge wire you're going with. So all you need to do with this is set it, push it in, and just lock this on. And you'll notice that the feed through the gun lines up with the grooves. Line up your grooves with whatever gauge you want to weld with. Now that we have our roller set up to the right setting, we can go ahead and set up our wiring. So this is a little tricky how this goes. So there's no washer on the back. Take your spool and slide it right over. Take a large washer and slide it right over that. Next, take your spring, another washer, a smaller one, and then your nut. What you want to do is you want to tighten this down so that there's some tension on here, but not a lot. So it easily spools around when it feeds, but you don't want it to unspool and slip by itself. You're going to have a huge mess in here. So make sure that it takes a little bit of pressure to roll the spool, but not enough where it's going to unravel on its own. Now you can take your wire out, clip it off. Now you have a straight run. Feed it through the back of the tensioner, across your wheel, and into the gun wire. Once you have it fed through about 6 inches, go ahead and snap up your tensioner. All you need to do is push down this roller and then snap up your tensioner like that. What this roller does is it keeps it pressed on the groove in our drive wheel, and the tensioner allows how much pressure is pushing down with this guide bearing. Make sure you guys don't let go of this wire or you're going to wind up with a bird's nest in here. That's probably the biggest pain of feeding wire through, is making sure that you keep tension on here until you get everything set, or this becomes a huge mess. The next thing that we can do is we can close our cover, because we're done in here for now, and we can hook up our gas. So on the back here we can thread our gauge set in here, and it's a right-hand thread. You don't need any thread tape or anything because this seats into the brass in here. And then we can just go ahead and take this and hook it up to our bottle. The last thing that we need to do to get this thing ready to set up is to draw that wire through our gun cable. The best way to do this is to run it straight out and just sit and hold the trigger with this powered on. You can turn up your wire feed all the way up and just let this feed through. Make sure that it is stretched straight out. Don't have it sitting here in a loop or tight loop like this. It's going to make the wire feeding through here a lot more difficult. So make sure that this thing is flipped and just run it straight out, and it's going to be a lot easier to get that wire fed through. Another thing that you can do while you feed the wire through is you can open up your side panel and make sure that your wire is actually feeding off the spool and it's not slipping on here when you feed this. That way, if this is the drive wheel slipping and your spool is not turning, you know it's getting caught up. Make sure you adjust it so that it can easily get through the gun cable. When running your wire through, it's best if you take your tip and your nozzle off and run your wire through the gun. Once you have your wire come out of the gun, slip your tip right over top. Screw it into place with your hand. No need to use a wrench. Tighten it down, place your nozzle on, and now you are ready to go. Alright guys, that is it. This thing is set up and ready to weld. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and head over to my channel for more videos. Thanks again guys, and I hope to see you next time. One quick thing before you go. Now that I have this welding set up, I'm probably going to be doing a little bit more videos to do with welding. I have some projects that I would like to do with my Kubota tractor, along with some other fun stuff. So if you guys are interested in that, I'm going to dedicate a playlist just for welding. So if you're interested in that, make sure you head over to the channel and check it out.